Star Wars The Bacta War by Michael Stackpole is the end game of the X-Wing series. It is so much fun. It is so good. I've been looking forward to talking about this one. This one brings all the plot points throughout the entire series so far together for a satisfying conclusion with lots of epic action, romance, and sweet plot twists. I just couldn't get enough of this particular book, and I was really looking forward to getting to it in my read-through of the X-Wing series. What I really like about this book is the interplay between the rogues. It's not so much that Wedge is the commander that's on a hilltop separating himself from his pilots anymore. He's really down to earth with them. And something I find really, really cool, and I wish they would have included it on the cover art, is the fact that each of the pilots designed their own color scheme for their X-Wings because they're no longer part of the New Republic. That was pretty sweet. I haven't dug too deep, but I'd really like to see some fan artwork of the squadron in all of its glory during the Bacta War. The action, like I said, smooth as silk. You're able to follow what's going on in the cockpit or on the ground. It just pulls you in. It's propulsive, and I just loved it to death. The land battles, come to speak of that, brings in a character from the comics, Eskel Loro, who is a freedom fighter who goes from planet to planet to talk about and help out resistance forces overthrow the Empire. And I thought it was really cool to start pulling in characters from the comics because I'm personally a really big fan of the X-Wing comics as well. And I was thinking about doing a video on that. I'll see what I get up to. But the villains are good in this. Billy Voru, Arishi Dalarit, I don't know how to pronounce that, and Izard. They are an excellent trio of villains, but we don't really see too much from the perspective of Izard herself. She's kind of this mysterious figure. We don't know a lot of her inner motivations, but a lot of the characters guess at them. The Luzankia, I thought the final showdown with the Luzankia was really cool. The twist at the end with how the rogues were able to bring it down was pretty creative, and I liked that quite a bit. It was a bummer at the time when I was reading this to find out that the prisoners had been relocated before Wedge and crew were able to get to them. But that would be rectified in Izard's Revenge, which was going to be book 8 of the series. So I'm looking forward to getting to that one too. All the characters, it felt like to me, had a standout moment of the main cast. Corrin had several standout moments. Wedge, Tekko. I really, really like seeing Tekko actually in the squadron acting as a pilot. There's a scene with him going to the graveyard of Alderaan that I felt was very well done and set up a nice little surprise later on in the book as well. The hit and fade tactics that they're using were creative, and I like the idea of them taking Bacta to planets that were in need of it, but I just don't understand why Wedge didn't anticipate Izard lashing out and doing a massacre like she did on, what was the name of that planet? Hold on. It was... This is embarrassing. Let's see here. Gavin showed up. Too far. Anyway, the colony planet that winds up getting decimated by Izard and her forces. It was called Hellenet. Hellenet was the planet. That's embarrassing. I used to know that right off the top of my head. Hellenet gets decimated, basically wiped entirely off the face of the map by the Typharan forces, led by one of the Star Destroyer captains, the most dangerous Star Destroyer captain that Izard has available to her. I thought that was really well done. Gavin and his reaction to it was top-notch. And again, like I felt like pretty much everybody got their standout moments. Rysati, not so much, and neither did, let's see, Rysati didn't really get a standout moment. And who else do I think got? Riv Shield, he was kind of a non-character throughout the series. And Iniri Forge didn't really get a lot of play. But Oril, that's Corrin's wingman, he had a really interesting arc, and we got to dive into the culture of the Gand, which was a lot of fun. So if I were going to tell anybody to get reading the X-Wing books, this is the payoff for the first tetralogy of the series with the Rogue Squadron stories. Next is Wraith Squadron. And when I first started reading the Wraith Squadron books, I thought they were just going to be a cheap imitation of the Rogue Squadron books, but boy, was I pleasantly surprised. It'll be a while before I get to that review, as I'm going to finish reading Last Order and make a video ranking all the canon young adult novels. But if you got any questions about this book or any comments on the series, please let me know. And hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Have a great day.